Hello, Lake Country Family Fun. This is Stephanie Cutler here today with an awesome special for you. We have brought in Jamie Lovejoy today from Lovejoy Travel Agency, one of Lake Country Family Fun's favorite sponsors, to answer some questions. So back this summer, as you remember, we had polled the Lake Country Family Fun Facebook group for questions they have about traveling and using a travel agent. And we had so many questions come back. So we decided to bring in the expert, Jamie here. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
To answer those questions and to Ask Me Anything series here. So we'll jump right into the questions because we know you guys want to get on with your travel plans. So the first question that was kind of popular that came through was, is it good to have a set of dates when you come to a travel agent, or be open to a bigger set of time frames? Like, we want to travel next spring, or should they say we need to travel February 22nd to February 29th? What is better for traveling?
Right. I like when clients come to me with a set of dates with wiggle room. That way I can give them some ideas of airfare selections and the schedules that the flights are going on.
That's smart. So have an idea, but be willing to nudge on either end a little bit.
Right, for sure.
Okay. So our next question that many people asked was, where is the best beach destination for a family?
Oh, for the family, it would have to be beaches, Turks and Caicos. The sand there is only be described as baby powder. It is just so fine and so soft that it is heaven.
Oh, it sounds amazing.
It is great. Then you also have places like the 7 Mile Beach in Jamaica, and that is just in its name, says it for itself. And then I just want to make sure that people aren't skipping out on Cancun in Mexico, because Mexico is really great, and people are a little nervous about going, but I can tell you that this time next week I will be in Mexico with my son, and I am not at all nervous about taking him.
Yeah, you guys are so excited. I know he's looking forward to it too.
Yes.
And that's the thing I love about you when you give recommendations, is you've usually been there. Mm-hmm. Not like you're always traveling.
I do love that.
I'm glad
That's
we had
one of my favorite
parts. So many people had questions about Disney World. They want to go, but they're intimidated. So specifically, this one woman wrote in that she grew up in California and has done Disneyland 1,000 times, but said she was intimidated by Disney World. So she wanted some advice on Disney World in Florida.
Right. So Disney World is one of the most magical beasts that there is. Mm-hmm. It is so worth going to, but there is so many angles to it. Between the fast passes and the dining and which resort you're going to stay at, it is a big deal. Now, I love booking Disney because it's so complicated. And what I like about it is that I can help clients and talk to them through the process and answer their questions. I feel like so many people come up to me and they say this is a dumb question, and to be honest, I was asked it 100 times, so it's not a dumb question, but it opens the possibility of asking the questions.
Right. And you've done Disney World
with my kids. Yes. I have taken them multiple times.
Yeah, and it is a lot to think about. How are you gonna, spending that much money, how are you gonna most effectively spend your time and your money when you're there?
Right.
I wouldn't know where to start.
Right.
So having, do you offer like having conversations with you if people have questions about it?
Right. Not only that, but I take care of a lot of the stuff for them so they don't have to worry about it. When they get the Disney dining, I make the dining reservations for them. Nice. So based upon what they're looking for, what kind of food they like, where they're going to be, and if they want a character dining or a special location or something along those lines. So I go based upon my recommendations, and I do love to eat, so I will put them at my top spots.
Awesome. Well, that sounds great. It sounds very important to use a travel agent for Disney. Just very intimidating, but it should be an awesome time if you do it right.
Right.
Another question we had, and if you are listening and you have questions, just feel free to type them in the comments. If you have questions about certain travel or about Lovejoy Travel Agency, we'd be happy to answer those. Someone asked, are there any all-inclusive resorts within the continental USA?
Not really. The thing with that is that there are regulations and laws that have to be abided by here in the States that don't have to be worried about elsewhere. So it's really difficult for a resort to have an all-inclusive as we know it. When you do hear about all-inclusives in the United States, you have to take a close peek at what they're offering, because it's most likely not going to be what you are expecting because of those.
Or what you're used to getting in the foreign countries.
For sure.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons for that is, like, let's take Hawaii for example, is that Hawaii tried to do an all-inclusive package. But when people go to Hawaii, they don't want to sit at a swim-up bar and drink all day. They want to go to Hawaii to explore. And I feel like that is something that many of our U.S. cities are designed for.
Right.
You want to go there and you want to explore. You don't want to sit around.
Yeah.
So they're not very successful.
And you do book many Hawaiian vacations, right?
I do book Hawaii vacations, and they are fantastic. I am very familiar with all the islands. One of the best ways to do Hawaii is cruising, because it's a great way to hit up all the islands and then sleep on the boat, so that way you don't have those extra costs.
Oh, good thinking. That's why you're the professional. Another question we had that came in was, is it true that you get the best flight deals on Tuesdays?
No.
Come on, it has to be. I've
No.
told people this my whole life.
No. No, in fact, I book a lot of Saturday nonstop flights, and
Wow.
they're inexpensive, direct flights, and ideal. So yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for breaking that myth for us. And you know how to find the best deals on flights, because I know some of your clients will try to find their own, and you're like, no, I found something better and easier and cheaper. And
Right. I think a lot of times people are overwhelmed with flights, and as easy as it sounds, you have the layovers, and you have to get through customs, and you have to manage children, and what airport is big and what airport is easy, so you have to know the difference between the airports.
And you help with all of that. You're like a whole package.
Right.
Which leads me into the next question is, someone said, I would love to know, what are the benefits of using a travel agent?
In my opinion, the number one reason to use a travel agent is time. I feel like it takes so much time to do the research on destinations, on properties, on the best rooms, on if you want amenities or not. Not only do I travel to the different resorts and the destinations, but I get to know and make relationships with the people that are actually on property. So if there is an issue, if I do have a question, I just call them or send them an email, and within minutes I have answers from people right there from the island or from the property.
That's so wonderful. And how would people, is this like, when's the busy season
When is the busy season?
for you? For booking travel and traveling? Is there?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, traveling is going to be during spring break and the holidays and stuff. Booking travel right now is busy. We are also, I'm going to say August, September, and then around December. And
Nice.
January is very busy.
So if someone would like to contact you about planning a vacation, what is your advice to them? Should they do it sooner than later, as they start thinking about it, as they get more solidified?
Always sooner than later. And people always ask for deals. And one of the things I have to say about deals is the sooner you book, the better your rate. And that's just going to
okay.
be. So even if you prolong and wait and you're hoping for a deal, that deal might not be as great as if you would have booked it
Booked
right
it
away.
sooner.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for your time today. And if you have any more questions, feel free to just type them in. And hope you all enjoyed that Ask Me Anything with Jamie from Lovejoy Travel Agency. Have a good day.